Today I am discussing about breaking type. As you can see in this video, a well-known material artist once said, be formless, shapeless like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot and it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can be crash, but be water. And as you can see in this video, in previous investigations I used drawing investigate water's temporal form and vectorial movement and efforts to understand the serial nature of the movement using orthographic projection within a chosen context of the human body gave way to the spiritual and boundary conditions of various scales. By focusing on the particular dimensions and measurements of the body movements, I began to understand the nuanced importance of unique user participation. In regards to further research, I thought the extract precise ranges of variable movement dimensions that edits and step 1 entry and plus the conductor. As you can see in this video, the investigation took on a specific form when I chose two subjects for study as an added variable of study. Certain movements were subject of limitations as I tied similar body parts together to study how they would affect their connected part, but more importantly the other dancer as a whole. This motion study led way to structured and frame by frame breakdown of the body movement studies within the environment. I also filmed a second visual exploration, this time using a limited scope of study, a single arm under the strict context of music. Conducting these parameters allowed for such variables as tempo, movements type, range of movement, speed of movement, and complexity of movement. Step 2, handcrafted parametric graphic study. As you can see in this video, with the student sized production budget, I wasn't able to obtain the proper body measuring technology, which, much like once produced by the expert, used the filming of Avatar, not shying from silly monetary deficiency, and I first started off the simple swing of an arm traced over a certain given temporal period. This led way of graphics and interpretation of spiritual consequences of movement as well as their ranges of experiments. During this exploration, I developed techniques in long exposures and photography as well as music composition in order to further fit and find the measurement process. Adding the strings of light to a body dancing in the dark allowed Canon 6D Sigma 35mm lens, Christmas lights, blue and red floodlights, Kodak tripod, Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Illustrator. Step 3, manifestations with body movements mapped out with a fixed frame throughout a set period of time. I was able to for this closer. Step 4, breaking type. As you can see in this video, step 5, be human. At the end of the day, the built environment is there for us to use, so why not make it so we can actually use it. The above pictures were pictures I took on the trip of Tokyo. I used a Canon 6D with Sigma 35mm lens. Thanks for watching.